Welcome to Elevating Your Life. And we are literally going to be elevated today. And we're going to talk about being elevated. We have with us a fantastic guest. We have Dianette Wells. She is an elite mountaineer, adventure racer, and the author of the book, Another Step Up to the Mountain. She empowers the power of passion-driven resilience. And Dianette is one of fewer than 500 people to conquer the 7 summits, including Everest, Kilimanjaro, and Denali. She's also raced 150 plus miles across deserts, biked across America, and competed in multiple eco challenges and ultra marathons worldwide. Many televised: Amazon Prime's World's Toughest Race, 48 Hours Eco Challenge, Borneo, Discovery Channel's World Championship, and the documentary American Daredevil. A mother of 3, Dianette's journey took a profound turn in 2015 when her son Johnny, a record-setting adventurer, died in a wingsuit accident. Channeling grief into grit, she continued pushing her boundaries from submitting peaks to writing her memoir, Another Step Up to the Mountain. Anyway, Dianette is now on a mission through her speaking and writing to inspire others to chase their own Everest, whatever it costs. Oh, you are a blessing. Oh, so nice to meet you, Dianette.
Thank you, you as well.
Gosh. Well, I would love to start out with maybe a little more of your background and history, kind of what all that's been like, and then what prompted you to make the decision to write your fantastic book?
Well, I've had a 26 plus year career of doing endurance sports and mountaineering, 4 eco challenges, the 7 summits, you name it. I think I've tried it or done it. And so I had so many crazy fun stories to tell. And then after my son had passed, a few people had said, you really need to write your story. And there were a couple of people who were instrumental in making that happen. And so I finally did. And now Another Step Up the Mountain is finally something I can hold and share with people.
Yes, yes. And you bring into focus how we go through challenges and grief, and things can happen, but we can move through that, can't we? What are your thoughts on that?
We all carry things with us. Let's call, the backpack we carry on our backs life. And it's important to get rid of the things, those boulders and heavy things in your pack that no longer serve you. And we always have to keep moving forward, keep moving up the mountain, so to speak. And we don't have a choice. We don't want to go backwards in life. We don't want to stay stagnant. So our only choice is to keep moving forward and releasing what doesn't work for you, and trying to stay positive through all of it, and living life the best and from a joyous place that we can.
Yeah. Would you say that challenges really teach us who we are?
Of course, if we're not tested, whether it's in life or on a race course or on a mountain, what's the point? If we just sat around with no challenges every day, not that we need challenges every single day, thank goodness, but without challenges, we're not learning, we're not growing, we're not, what are we doing with our lives?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because challenges, we do learn, we gain new perspectives in life, don't we?
Yes. I mean, every race course or mountain, there's always a problem that will come up, or a situation needs to be solved or figured out. And, once you figure that out and deal with, I call it my mini Everest of the day, then it's something we've learned and we can carry forward to the next day And then it makes other problems not as big because, oh, we know we can do that. We can handle things that we never thought we could handle. And that is a really important thing for all of us to remember.
Yes, yes. What was it like for you to climb Mount Everest, to do some of those things? I just have to ask, what was that like? What that
Uh,
experience?
well, the first time I tried it, I had only made it to Camp 3 because of storms and horrible weather and timing issues. And the second time I went back, to literally be within 20 feet of the summit, and just the overwhelming sense of gratefulness, and as if it was actually happening. And I just felt a profound sense of gratefulness. And it's hard to explain. It was just so wonderful. And yet I really thought I would get to the summit and burst out into tears. I had envisioned all these things, and I was very calm and mellow, just like, okay, even though I was overcome with gratefulness, I was very mellow. And just, you still have to keep your wits about you. You're only halfway up or halfway done being on the summit. You still have to get all the way back down. So it's not as if the summit is the pinnacle. It's part of the journey.
Yes, yes. And the fact you've climbed Kilimanjaro in Africa. I
Yes.
remember looking at that mountain from a distance and just how I felt looking at it. So
Yeah.
I can only imagine being up there and
So I've
taking,
done that one 7 times, and it is one of my favorites. I love that mountain.
oh, that is so awesome. That is so awesome. And being in nature and connecting with that, what it does for our whole body and our whole mindset.
I mean, if it wasn't for nature and hiking, I wouldn't have survived the last 20 some years. Whenever I have problems or things I need to work through, hiking and sports have been my absolute savior and sanctuary. And I think the best thing we can do for our hearts and our minds and our bodies is to get outside and move. And even just fresh air, it's so good for you. And yeah, I can never talk about being outside enough. I think it's the best thing.
Yeah. Nature really is a medicine, isn't it?
It is.
A
And we
beautiful
all need it.
medicine. Yes. And we can all benefit from that. Oh, I can only imagine what it's been like for you. And I have to think about, oh my gosh, the elevation. That's a bit of a challenge, isn't it?
And the funny thing about elevation is you can go climb 7 mountains in a row and it doesn't phase you. And on the eighth time, it might, or it'll bother you the first climb and not bother you the rest of it. I've been extremely grateful that I'm not really phased by altitude. It takes me to about 21,000 feet before I start to get a bad headache. Um, but yeah, I love elevation. I love the song Elevation by U2. It works for me.
I love it. I love it. I remember flying into Cusco, Peru. I got my Reiki master training at Machu Picchu, but flying into Cusco, getting off the plane, and that's not near what you did.
Well, so why
Oh,
Kilimanjaro?
what?
Why don't you go climb Kilimanjaro?
Oh, I think I need to do that. You have inspired me. I need to do that. I was in Africa on a mission trip that just, changed my life. It was so amazing. We did not stay in hotels like tourists. I mean, where we went and the people we met, but I loved that. I'm gonna do that. I think that's a great idea.
Why not? You
Why
have a
not?
Yeah, why not? Just
Oh,
say yes to everything.
something that you've said that I absolutely love, Dianette, is it's definitely not about the competition, or I would focus on placing. It's more about the challenge, the preparation. to do it better the next time. The camaraderie with either teammates or 100 crazy people doing the same thing. The only competition is with myself, how to be faster, stronger, and better. Yeah, it is. It's our inside thing of where we go and what we achieve. What do you have to share with that?
I'm sorry, say the last sentence. What about that?
The only competition is with myself.
Correct.
How to be faster, stronger, and better.
Yeah, so I mean, I learned pretty quickly. One, I had 3 kids, so I couldn't devote myself to all of a sudden going from a housewife to I'm going to go win marathons. But I knew I could finish. And I also, if I'm running an ultra marathon in the middle of nowhere and a farmer offers me a watermelon, I want to take the time to have a bite of that. Frowned upon by the elite athletes, I'm sure, because they're so fast. But for me, it's about the journey. It's not about being first. I've stood on a podium a couple of times for different races, and there is no greater feeling. But for me, that's not the goal. And one time, my Eco Challenge team was training on the North Shore of Hawaii, and just for fun, a bunch of kids, little kids, 8 to 12 years old, decided to race us in a running race. I came in last. But I just thought to myself, okay, you little munchkins, if we were doing this 24 hours later, you'd be sound asleep. And I, as an older person, would still be going strong. So that also is when I knew I am not here to be on a podium. I'm here to have fun and enjoy the entire journey, no matter what it is.
Oh, my dear, that is a powerful message. That is just a beautiful message. Yes, it's, enjoy the journey. It's, taking that moment, sharing that with the kids, stopping and having a watermelon. That's a beautiful journey. That's a beautiful moment that you can take with you. Oh, that's a powerful message. Thank you so much. Do
Thank
you
you.
have a special story of one of these mountains or one of these achievements that really was a wow moment for you, or were there just many?
There are so many, but one of the greatest joys I have is hearing friends who I'll invite them on a climb, usually Kilimanjaro or Whitney, and they'll say, "Oh, I can't do it." Or when I was climbing the Matterhorn, same thing. Well, I'm just going to go and I'll just see how far I get. I can't really get to the summit. And I think, why do they start off with a negative mindset? And can't should not be a word. At least try and see how it goes. And when you see these women summit and surprise themselves and realize, oh, wow, I am stronger than I ever imagined possible. I am great at things I never imagined possible. When I see that realization on their faces and their faces on the summit, that there's no greater high than that. That is when I feel elevated.
Wow, wow. And it's so beautiful that you talk about how, you know, we have, the actual mountains that you've achieved climbing, but then we have the mountains of life and things we go through that we all face. Share a little more of your thoughts on that, Dianette.
Well, I say it, oh, what's my daily Everest? I mean, today mine is that my suitcase is lost somewhere in Europe. And I'm either going to treat it like a mountain or a molehill. And it's putting things into perspective. And it's okay. Instead of absolutely freaking out, which, would be a normal response, it's okay. What do we do? What are the steps to how we can fix this? And just going about those steps little by little. And ultimately, it can be fixed or it can't. But I don't have too much control over it. I can only do what I can do.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have to let it go and, take that boulder out of your backpack and keep moving on.
And keep moving on. Oh, that's a powerful, powerful message. And you also mentioned letting go of limitations and embracing reinvention at any stage of life.
Yeah, we don't know what's going to happen to us at any age. I mean,
No.
I'm 59 years old. I want to go climb Everest again for my 60th birthday. Or some people would say, "Oh, you're too old to be doing that." And I think, well, I'm still kind of young to be doing it. I mean, who's to say when any of us are supposed to do anything? So you just have to kind of go for it.
Yes, yes. And, make that climb and just stop where you feel like stopping or go all the way, but still continue to make the climbs. And so, not just a mountain, but a climb in life. Life is climbing, isn't it? Life is experiencing, and we all have that in front of us.
We do. And also when you realize we're all kind of in the same boat here. We're all on this planet. We're all on that proverbial start line. And you just gotta kind of go and move forward. Sometimes it's not a straight line, sometimes it's to the left and to the right, but
Mhm.
still keep going forward.
Yes, yes. What triggered you to write your book? What is your passion with your book that you would like the readers to experience and gain in reading your book?
I really hope that people reading Another Step Up the Mountain take away from it that anything is possible. You can live through and survive anything, even the things that, we all say to ourselves, "Oh, I could never survive that. I could never live through that. I could never deal with that." Yes, you can. And everybody's journey is different, but there's a lot of funny things in that book, funny stories of the adventures I've had all over the planet. So yeah, if people can take away from it laughing, I've had people say it made me laugh, it made me cry, and you're crazy, but just being able to take away from it that you can survive and do anything.
Yeah.
No
Well,
limit.
I love it. No limit. Uh, Share with us one of your funniest adventures. I bet
Probably
there's so many.
something that's clean. Oh, let's see, a funny. I don't, there's a lot. There's always, that's the thing is when it's really, really hard, especially during, let's say, an eco challenge. The hardest thing I've ever done in my life was Eco Challenge Fiji. And
I'm sorry. What's an eco challenge? I'm not familiar with that.
that's an adventure race. It's the one for
Oh,
2019 is on Amazon Prime. If you watch it, it's mind blowing what the racers go through. So, but one thing is when we're having a really hard time, we're a team of four. It's when people start to be their funniest, the jokes start going, and that's how it gets you through these really hard, physically and mentally hard times. Is you know how funny you can be, and people who can make others laugh or who are just funny, it it lifts up the entire group, it elevates the entire group, um, and it makes those difficult moments bearable. And that I think is what I've taken away from all this is just embrace humor and laughter, and the funnier the better.
oh, I totally agree. I totally agree. And and that's making me think about when I was in Peru, I had everybody laughing because I kept running around hugging the alpacas.
Okay, we would have been good friends on that trip.
The little things and just having fun during the journey. That's that's
That's
amazing.
important. I mean, we're all going to be on this journey. You might as well be having fun.
Yeah, dancing a little bit.
I remember I was climbing up to Everest Base Camp, and I was listening to my music, and a good friend had made this playlist for me. And I'm dancing and walking at the same time. And the looks that I was getting from people, because they obviously couldn't hear my music, but I didn't care. I was enjoying myself. And yeah, you have to dance while you're hiking.
Oh my gosh, we are a pair. We are. Oh, we are, and it's actually a scientific fact that if you're dancing for like 2 or 3 minutes, how it affects your brain. and
I didn't
positive
know that.
mindset. They've done a study on that.
Okay, I'm gonna blast my music after we hang up, and I'm gonna
Yeah,
dance. Although
yeah.
I'm gonna shut the blinds first so the neighbors don't see.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, it is. It's amazing. And the things you've been through, like, these challenges, the races, and that's got to be just such memories for you.
That's what I tell myself, especially if it's a really hard section. I say, someday you're going to look back at this and laugh. And when you're old and, sitting on your front porch, you'll have these great memories. And yeah, I'm so grateful to have done all of these amazing sports and now to be able to share it with people and, you know, just some lessons to carry forward for the rest of my life. And hopefully I'm not done yet and I'll be making more and more memories, but yeah, what's life if not to make memories? So we have something to think about later on.
Yes. And the title of your memoir, your book, Another Step Up the Mountain. I mean, that is just so perfect. And that is so what life is.
Well, I cannot take credit for titling the book. I had a different one. That would be my book agent, Deborah Jacobs, which,
Oh,
yeah, that was her idea. And good job, Deborah.
good job,
But
Deborah.
it's true. It's another step up the mountain, another step getting through the day of life,
Yeah.
another step walking out your front door when you don't feel like it. It's
Mhm.
every day is another step.
Yes, yes. And, walking up the mountain, maybe you twist your knee, whatever, but you keep going forward. And really, that's a powerful message in life for all of us. It really is.
We don't have a choice. I mean, the other option is unacceptable, and it's not that we have to move every single minute of every single day and we're so busy we can't think. I do have days where, fortunately, not as many as I had 10 years ago, but I just call it a Netflix day. It's okay to have those days where you sit on the couch and watch Netflix. The important part is you don't do it for a week straight, that you force yourself somehow, even if you're just going through the motions and you turn your brain off and just force yourself up and out that front door. It's not always easy, but you have to do it.
Yeah, yeah, I love it. And your book is available on Amazon, correct?
Amazon, Barnes and Noble. I love brick and mortar. Wherever you buy your books or audiobooks.
I
Yeah,
love Barnes and Noble. Yes, yes,
you can be in there for hours.
yes. Do you see yourself writing another book?
Sometimes I think about it, and I've entitled it "Face Down in the Desert," which would be the status of my last ultra race. Um, but yeah, maybe I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
I'm kind of focusing on hopefully going back to Everest, and I have a new grandbaby, so she's all
Oh,
focused. But yeah, there's so many things to do in life, but maybe I might.
yeah,
We'll see.
yeah. It's wide open, isn't it? Oh my goodness.
Thing life is every day is a new choice. Every day is a new day. I could decide tomorrow to write one. I don't know.
You are such an inspiration. Oh, Dianette, I love it. We have about 3 minutes left in the show. What last thoughts do you want to share with everyone? What do you want everyone to think about today as we say goodbye?
I would say whatever is on your bucket list, no matter what anyone else says, unless it's illegal or immoral. There are some standards. But do it, as some day is not a day of the week. Do not die with regrets of what you didn't do. You're stronger than you know. Sign up for the race, sign up for the knitting class, whatever it is that is pulling at your soul, do it. Just do it. And I promise you, the people around you will get on that train with you and they'll be supportive. If not right away, they will be. And, enjoy life.
Yeah, yeah. And, as you've said, it's about aliveness.
Yeah.
And, that's what we can move in doing. And you've got me excited. I'm going to have to do Kilimanjaro.
Okay. Okay, mission accomplished.
And I have to share that in that, going to Africa, seeing the animals, and I'm giving Reiki to a giraffe. And anyway, I have literally been French kissed by a giraffe.
Okay, now I'm jealous.
Tongue in my mouth. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
Well, I
Oh,
have company for you if you want to climb Kilimanjaro. And it comes with a safari, so you can go kiss some more
oh,
giraffes.
awesome. Awesome. You can hook me up. I would love that. I would love that. Oh, please share your website with everyone and give them an idea what they can learn from checking out your website.
They'll learn a little bit more about the sports I've done, the different events. It's Dianette Wells at or .com. I was going to say at AOL, but it's DIANETTEWELLS .com. Check it out for fun and maybe something to inspire you to go sign up for a mountain or a 5K or something fun.
Yeah, yeah. And you have some great stuff on there. I just really loved your website. And really, even if we're not able to travel, we can just go out in the house, out of the house, go hike somewhere, just go wander and enjoy the aliveness of today, really wherever we are, can't we?
I mean, I just moved to the South and we have roaring thunderstorms. And so for the first time in my life, you know, I'm sitting on a porch in a rocking chair listening to thunder, and it is so glorious. And, it's a new adventure that involves me sitting in a chair. So every new thing can be looked at as a fun adventure, no matter what it is. You don't have to be killing yourself climbing a mountain, and just being appreciative of those little spectacular moments of the day.
Yeah, literally those little spectacular moments. Something even as simple as a fun song and getting out there and dancing, or fun time with a friend. Oh, Dianette, you are just a pleasure. This has been so fantastic. I'm really excited to learn even more about you, and happy to be connected.
Well,
Everybody out there, oh, thank you for joining us today, and love, hugs, and blessings to everyone. Dianette, love, hugs, and blessings.
thank you to you as well.
Thank you, dear.